currently in Perth, Australia, where I live with my family, and welcome wherever in the world you are coming from. And it is always my pleasure to be able to share with you tonight and to give you tips and information that will help you move your business forward. Because we know knowledge is power in this industry, and no matter or whether you've been in the industry for a long time or just a couple of days, it really is about learning and learning the same concepts so that you can master them and then teach them. So tonight we're going to be teaching, I'm going to be teaching on network marketing as a profession, and we need to treat it as a profession. And the skills that you need to learn and master, and there are not a lot of skills that you need to learn and master, and if you can focus on that and really hone in on those 7 key areas, which we will be teaching over the course of the next 7-8 weeks, and those key skills many of us have learned over the years have been set out in Eric Worre's Go Pro book, which is a really great guideline if you're brand new in the industry. So, and for those of us who've been around in a while. But first and foremost, what I would like to do is I would like to remind all of us that we are in the middle of a promotion, and we are about 2 months into a promotion that the company is offering. Now, for those of you, many of you on this webinar platform tonight, you are aware of this promotion. I want you to know that no matter where you are in building your business, size of your team, that this is absolutely doable for you. So we will fly into Barcelona, Spain next year, May 1st. Many of us will fly in a few days earlier, maybe to catch a Premier League soccer game, which is what's on in the heart and mind of my 9-year-old. But really, we will, for the purpose of this trip, we will fly to Barcelona and leave port May 1st and sail for 7 nights, 8 days in the Western Caribbean, and this will be the trip of a lifetime. So I want you to know that if you are serious about building your business, you want to be running for this promotion. And it is doable for anyone. So I'm going to suggest that you find a mentor, someone in your upline who can put a plan together for you, because everything you do to earn this Mediterranean cruise will be everything you need to do to build your business and be remarkably profitable. So please keep in mind that the deadline for the promotion is January 31st, 2016. So we are looking at about 10, 11 weeks, and you want to be able to work smart during that time and really make your effort so that you can qualify for this cruise. So, in terms of tonight's topic, network marketing is a profession. And so we all enter this industry. Many of us enter this industry, and I can speak for myself, with a low level of knowledge of the industry and a high level of anxiety. Many people who come into this industry come in with absolutely no experience at all. And so they may have been very successful in their previous careers, but they're coming into an industry where things are different. They may have come from an employment situation, now you're going into an entrepreneurial situation. It is very different. The skills that you need are different on some level. We come into the industry and we have a lot of transferable skills, but there are some new skills that we need to learn. And so what I want people to really understand tonight is that network marketing is a profession. We do have a professional association, and it is the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. And it is a professional organization that really focuses on uniting distributors, owners, company executives, customers together so that we can be stronger. And our whole mission is to make and vision of this organization is to raise the profession up to a level that maybe in the past we've not experienced. And in doing that, we need to educate those of us that are involved in the profession. We are the face of the profession. We are the profession. So I want you to know that even if you're building this part-time, you need to make a commitment to professional and personal development. It's not just you throw something to the wall and hope it's going to stick. You want to work smart. And in order to work smart and put your hours into activity that are going to produce revenue, you need to really know what those skills are going to be, okay? Now, Jim Rohn, who is one of my most favorite business and life philosophers, if you have not read anything on Jim Rohn, you need to. You need to. Neil is a huge fan of Jim Rohn. He's read everything. I've read pretty much everything. I've learned so much from him. And anyone in the industry, whether it be Neil, whether it be Eric Worre, whether it be Paula Pritchard, the giants in this industry have learned from Jim Rohn. And what he says is you must either modify your dreams or magnify your skills. You absolutely have to develop your skills. You can't come into the business, continue to do what you're doing in your full-time job without any expectation around having to sharpen those skills. It's really important. And I've always learned from the Global Partners Group, and Eric Worre solidifies this point in his book, that success in this industry means that you need to learn about and become a master of the company that you are representing, in our case, Jeunesse. You need to understand the products, and you need to develop yourself. So you need to train around the company, around the products, and you. So success in this industry is three things. It's like a three-legged stool. And if one of those legs are shorter, or they're not there at all, so if you have a strong company and strong products, but you don't have the skills to measure up, which you can learn in this business, you learn as you earn, then the stool is not going to stand up very straight. So, and Kathy Robbins actually does a fantastic training in the Getting Started section of the Global Partners Group on this very concept. So it's really important to understand that your success is a third of each, a third of the company, a third of the products, a third of you. And sometimes it's going to even be a little bit more you and less the company and the product. But in this particular situation with the company that we represent and that we partner with, we have an incredible company. You look at the co-owners, Randy Ray and Wendy Lewis, exceptional business owners and entrepreneurs, but they're also exceptional human beings. They have the field distributors at heart. So decisions that they make at the executive level is always in the distributor's best interest. If you are not aware of this, Randy and Wendy did not have to start another business. They will tell you that the reason why they took the opportunity when Randy had a chance meeting with Dr. Newman was the reason why they pursued that and saw the opportunity and pursued it was because he knew, Randy and Wendy, they both knew that this would be an opportunity that they could pay forward to other people. So that they knew that this would be $1 billion company. They had vision, and they knew that when this company became $1 billion, there would be people like you and I, the average person, who were going to be able to do, or the ordinary people like us that were going to be able to do extraordinary things with this company. So let's look at the company. You know, last year in 2014, we did $420 million in business last year. So you need to know your bullet points. You don't have to know everything, but you have to master the bullet points so you can tell the story of Jeunesse. So if you don't have a little cheat sheet with the bullets, then get with whoever you are working with or your mentor and make sure that you get a little cheat sheet. If you have to put it by the phone or stick it in your cell phone cover, whatever. But you need a few points that will, and Judy Murray calls them credibility bombs, so that you know that you feel confident being able to express what Jeunesse is and why this is an incredible company. Inc. magazine, fastest growing company in the direct sales. one of 18 network marketing companies that grew by 100 million last year. That's pretty incredible. And if you think about where we're going, at the end of the year, we're gonna surpass $1 billion. In fact, I mean, you can ask anyone who's been around for a while in this industry, they've never seen anything like this. And so just be aware of that. Understand what you have your hands on. And we don't have to work at that. Everything is there for us. We just need to learn the story, share the story. So it's not really a skill that we need to develop. That one leg of that stool is the company, and we have an incredible story. That's a no-brainer. Then the product. We all know our yes system is second to none. I mean, what I love about Jeunesse is we don't go out there and we don't create our own product. We don't develop our own products. What the company owners, what they do is they search for products that are cutting edge. I mean, when we signed a deal with Dr. Vincent Giampapa to have exclusive rights for the AM/PM, we didn't create that. We partnered with absolute experts in stem cell research who've been developing AM/PM, and look at the Zen, 9 years in the making. Jeunesse, that's not where their strength is. They understand that. So they want to bring on products and people who've created those products and represent and be the medical advisors for the company. We have an incredible product line. That too that's obvious. The products are incredible. And you don't need to know everything about them. If you come across someone who wants to know the molecular structure of the product or exactly how it works within every cell of your body, we have Dr. Anzalov at Jeunesse Longevity TV on our YouTube channel, Jeunesse Longevity TV YouTube channel. He will explain. We've got 14 episodes, I believe. So I met with a lady on Saturday who wanted to know way more detail than I was able to give. Even though I have 17 years in the industry, I wasn't about to tell her everything. We let the tools do the work. But the reality is that we have great products and we can back them up and we have the resources to be able to prove that. That's the second leg of the stool. The one that I want to address tonight is the third variable, that third leg to the stool, and that's you and me. And we are the variable. And when it comes to building this business, we need to make sure that we have the skills to be able to move our businesses forward. Do we need the skills right up front when we get started? No, but we need to know what's important for us to be able to be successful. And we have to commit to becoming students of the industry. This is non-negotiable. This is non-negotiable. You really have to take a look at where you need the education and the skill development. Maybe it's and I don't like to use the word weakness, but we all have our trip points, the areas that trip us up. So we need to make sure that we're going out there and plugging those holes so that we can either find someone in our upline or our mentor who can help us with that. But the great thing about it is that we can be the student and work with our mentor until we feel that we can do those things on our own. But right from the very beginning, you need to take the responsibility to be a student of the industry. And again, non-negotiable. So you have to find a mentor who is where you want to be. Okay? So if you want to be Emerald, then you can work with me, but you want to make sure that you are introduced to Judy and Ian, who are Emeralds in the business, because you're going to want to pick their brain. If you want to be Ruby, then you want to choose someone in your upline who is a Ruby. Now, you may not work with them solely, but you want to find someone who you can work with, who is where you want to be, who has taken the path that you're going to take. So, you know, if you were training to be an orthopedic surgeon and you were going to do an internship, you wouldn't do an internship under an electrician. You would do an internship or a fellowship under an orthopedic surgeon. This industry is no different, and it's no less serious than that. And so you have to think about that. You need to be teachable. And you want to really be reflective on whether or not you are teachable, because not everyone is. So if your mentor says to put 100 names on a list, and in your mind you're saying, no, not doing it, don't want to do it, or pick up the phone and make a call, no, can't do it, you can't do it. You need to trust in the process, and you need to be teachable. Because Neil and I are Ruby, we know what it takes to be Ruby. We know what it takes, and we're going to share with you every single thing that we know. We're going to share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the reason why we're going to tell you not to do the things that maybe we did that may have slowed us down, because we want your path to Ruby to be quicker than our path was. Well, now Neil was Ruby in, like, I don't know, 30 days or something, 60 days, so that's pretty quick. But for me, I want you to get there quicker than I have gotten there. So you need to trust in the process and trust in your mentor that we would never lead you astray. Really important. Tanya just went Sapphire, and I know that there are people on this phone line, on this webinar platform, who called her instantly and said, what did you do? Those people are teachable, because if you want to be at a certain rank, you need to find out what those people did. And you don't want to reinvent the wheel. Everything is based on duplication in this industry. You do not do something just because it works. And that may not make sense to you, but let me explain. Just because something works doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing to do in this business. If it works and it's duplicatable, then you want to do that. Because your team will do what you do. And whether it's right or wrong, or whether it's duplicatable. So you want to make sure that whatever you are doing to build your business, that 30 levels in depth, whether they're a dentist or a ditch digger, they're going to be able to follow in those footsteps to do it. This is all based on duplication. We teach to teach to teach. So if you're going to make a new form because you don't like the one that's there, then that's not necessarily duplicatable. Now, if you want to add some things to your business that's going to allow your team to be more duplicatable, then that's fine. But you need to make sure that you're doing things that are easy to follow and that they're a part of the system. So in the GoPro book by Eric Worre, he identifies, and I've taken this from a lot of the Getting Started training that's on the GPG site, because it really is an incredible training. And if you've not been on that, and you've been in the business more than 5 days, I'm just gonna say that you need to be on it. You need to know that site backwards and forwards, up and down and around. There are a series of 6 or 7 30-minute trainings that are fantastic, that are done by diamonds in this industry. And Paul and Kathy, they achieved diamond in less than a year in genetics. So you want to make sure that you are plugging into that. But the 7 key skills, the first one is you need to know how to build your list and find your prospects. And something as simple as showing people how to do a list and using a memory jogger, that's really important. And I'm not going to go through each of these in detail, but we will on these trainings going forward. Okay? So if you do not have a list, you do not have a business, because it really is the blueprint for your success is your names list. So if you're on this call right now and you have a desire and an intention to be on that cruise, to be Sapphire or to be whatever level you want to be by January 31st, so you can go on that cruise, and you don't have a list, then you're out of business. It would be like having a grocery store but having no groceries in it. That's the reality. So finding prospects and building your list. And if you have exhausted your warm market, then you need to get with your upline, and we need to be innovative on how we add people to the list. There's 7 billion people on the planet, and we all know how to use social media. So I think it's really important to figure out how. Go to a networking event. You know, whatever you have to do. And if you're kind of lost and don't know where to turn, then you don't want to stay lost. You need to help you figure that out. You need to master the invitation. You need to know what to say to people. And you do not mix it with the presentation. So if you just got in this business and you went to the grocery store for a quart of milk and you saw a lady there from your school and she asked you what was new and you spent the next 20 minutes giving a presentation in the milk, in the dairy aisle of the grocery store, that's totally incorrect. The presentation and the invitation are absolutely separate. You need to be able to master the invitation. You need to know what to say. If it's on a script, on a piece of paper, that's fine. But you do need to know that. So if that's where you feel your downfall is because you're sitting there and you've got this list of names, but you don't know what to do, then believe me, your upline or your mentor will be excited when you call them and ask the question. And there's never a silly or dumb question. Because if you don't know, you don't know. But if you don't know and you continue to stay in the dark, you're never, ever, ever going to build your business. So you want to ask, what can I read? What can I learn? What can I do to master the invitation? The presentation is sharing the story. Paula Pritchard says, success is in the show. We do adult show and tell. Paula's book, Owning Yourself, incredible resource. Actually, it's utilized. I was at the Association of Network Marketing Professionals conference in 2014. And the amount of people who said to me, you mentored with Paula Pritchard, I can't believe that. You know, owning yourself is a fantastic book. You want to be able to get your hands on that book as well. And it's on the recommended readings in the Global Partners Group site. But success is in the show. The more you show, the more success you have. So that's the presentation. Many ways we can present, and we will train on that in more depth. We're going to have 30-minute presentations on all of these areas, and in some instances, we will have more than 30 minutes in an area if we think that the team needs that. So the presentation could be a one-on-one. It could be a facial event. It could be a live event at Point Walter. Me and us Perth here, we have an event coming up on November 25th. It could be a coffee date. It could be anything where you are sharing the story. Then the fortune is in the follow-up. I was telling someone today, you know, we all get busy and we're all going in every direction. We make the calls, we send out the information, but if we do not follow up, then that is all for nothing. We need to follow up expeditiously. So 24 to 48 hours. Now, if you set a follow-up call that's further away from that time, you know, that's fine. Whatever works, there's circumstances. But the fortune is in the follow-up. And we can show you what to say when you follow up. We can tell you, you know, hey, Joanne, it's Kim calling. I sent you the information. Did you get it? Yes, I did. What did you like best about it? So you move that along. And so you need to be good at the follow-up. And if the follow-up kind of gives you have a lot of fear around that, then we need to make sure that we can nail that for you. Because you're never going to close people if you can't follow up. And I'll give you an example. I went to the most recent Hotel Northbridge event, and I walked into the restaurant, and there was a couple who owns a health food store sitting having dinner. My heart sank to my toes. This was a couple that I prospected, contacted. I buy some supplements there. Supplements I can't get from Jeanette. So I go there and I buy some things from there. And I've been building a relationship with them, and I contacted them and asked if I could send them some information, learned about their why and all of that stuff, and I did follow up once, but I didn't follow up again. And my thought when I saw them was that, oh, they are here and they're invited by someone else. They weren't, they were just having dinner in the restaurant. I believe that was the universe's way of saying to me, Kim, you know, you really have to get more serious with the follow-ups. And you know, I've been around this industry for a long time, but I learned, that was a lesson learned for me, fortunes in the follow-up, the close. You need to know, and some of us don't like the word close, and that's okay. But getting a decision, because if you have 100 people in your pipeline, but you can't get them to give you a yes or a no, there's really, because the pipeline's like a funnel. When you put them in, they gotta come out the other side. They're either a yes or a no. Maybes will kill you. When they're stuck in the pipeline, they're maybes. So you need to get good at the follow-up and the close, and enrolling them in the business, and helping them choose a pack that suits them, but that doesn't suit you. There's not one size fits all. Kathy trained on this Kathy Robbins trained on this a couple of weeks ago on the GPG call. She talked about, you know, if you're bringing everybody in with basic packs, there's a problem with that. If you're bringing everyone in with ambassador packs, there's a problem with that as well. Because you need to make sure that you are closing and enrolling them with a package that's applicable to them. You need to help your team get started, and you need to plug them in to the system. So, you know, we have a great getting started form with for GPG. We also have the 15-point getting started. So when someone comes into your business, you need to book that getting started training with them as soon as possible. You can't expect them to do it on their own. And we can teach you how to do that. So those first seven steps, their why, the investment of time, their dream team list, their how much time they're able to commit, building their list. Those first 7 out of the 15, within 48 hours, booking their launch. And you need to let people know, if you're bringing people into the business and you're telling them that they're going to start a business and that they're going to be able to be profitable, there's no negotiating with that. If they choose not to, then you know that they're going to be a customer for a while, they're going to sit for a while. That's okay, we're not going to make people do anything. But as a business builder and a mentor, we need to make sure that we set the expectations out front. So helping them get started and plugging them into the system. These trainings are non-negotiable. You know, if you have someone in your business who is not plugged into the training and they're constantly asking you questions about things, that's a real sign that maybe they're not teachable. Because being teachable is being on these webinars, or at least plugging into the training. And then the thing that's really important, and this has been drilled into me, promoting events. What's the most important event? The next event. So if for you that's November 25th, then that's the next event. If you're doing an event in your home, then that's the next most important event. Or if it's a one-on-one, you need to promote them. So November 25th here in Perth, that's not about you. You're going to go, that's obvious. If you're a builder, that's obvious. How many people are you going to have there? That is the key. And if you are expecting your upline to promote that event, then you're not going to grow. Your job is to promote it. Promote it like your life depends on it. So important. This is the Success System Flowchart by GPG. Exactly what I talked about. It's exactly what's in Eric Worre's Go Pro book. You've got to create leads, you've got to contact your leads, you've got to show them this, you've got to follow up, you've got to get them started, you've got to plug them into the training, and you promote events through communication the whole time. This is all you have to do. But you need to get good at those 7 key skills. And I want you to evaluate when you go away tonight. I want you to evaluate, what am I not doing? Where am I falling down? We have an incredible training system with the Global Partners Group. And I believe our team has an advantage. But our team only has an advantage if you're introducing them to leaders in the GPG and actually plugging them into the training system that's there. And I'm not going to tell you too much, but all I'm going to say is stay tuned, because we got some incredible things coming your way. So the GPG Advantage, so you want to know that website frontwards and backwards. You can master the skills. We have total faith in you, but do you have total faith in yourself? That is really what it comes down to. We know that no matter what your background is, if you have a desire and you become a student of the industry, you can do whatever you want to do. And there's not a lot of skills that you need, but you need to want to treat this like you are a university program if you have to. And there's so much out there that we can provide you that you can be successful in terms of the training. Warren Buffett, incredible businessman. He says the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. The more you learn, the more you earn. That's with any discipline. So, if you're used to a situation where you're in a job where you haven't had to do professional development or very little, now's the time where you have to step up to the plate and you have to take ownership for that. And you have to advocate on your behalf. You are never bothering me. You are never bothering Tanya. You are never bothering Neil. You are never bothering, right? We will help you and show you where you can find the information and where you can improve your skills. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining tonight. And over the next week, we will fine-tune these skills, and we will help you master so that you can really blow this business out of the water for you. It's all here for you. It's all here for you. Great company, incredible products. You are the variable. If you're not where you want to be right now, then you are the variable. So what can we do to better prepare you to go out there and build an amazing business? So thank you, everyone, for allowing me to share. It is always my pleasure. This is my passion, and I look forward to helping many of you put together a plan for you to get on that cruise and get to the next level. Take care, everyone. Have a fabulous night.